teams to the national semifinals. And the block there for Stanford.
Well, Inkia Janaku picking up where she left off last night. She started the game so strong with that powerful block against Minnesota. She is tough in the middle of the court.
Deja McClendon. Dug up by Brittany Howard.
Well, there you go, Katie Slay. Say, take that. Well, I'll give it right back to you. Inkia Janaku and Katie Slay are two of the best blockers in the country. So it's going to be, this chess match is going to be really interesting to watch play out.
Back to serve for Penn State. Micah Hancock, the junior setter. And the service error. Now, Micah Hancock, as we mentioned in the onset, one of the top servers in the country. She had 5 service errors versus Minnesota yesterday.
But she started taking something off of the serve in that 3rd and 4th set yesterday because she wasn't connecting with it.
Ariel Scott, wide.
Had a nice cut on the ball, trying to get past that block, but had just cut it a little too hard, a little too fast.
This is Rachel Williams, the senior. Scott, dug up by Burgess. Inkia Janaku, dug up by Megan Courtney. And Slay.
You know, both of these setters are connecting with their middle hitters so well. Micah Hancock to Katie Slay right here in the middle. You know, Katie Slay is 6'6" coming at that ball. You can hang it up there pretty high. She can get it.
Leads that Penn State block, averaging 1.6 per frame, 3rd nationally in blocks per set. The set to Burgess. Through the block. Courtney was there. There she is again. And she goes long on the swing.
She was hoping for the tip off the fingertips of that Stanford block, but didn't quite get it.
This is Jordan Burgess. The sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida, had 17 digs yesterday versus Minnesota. Added 9 kills and 4 total blocks. Courtney over the block. Penn State with the kill.
You know, I called her yesterday a little bit of this silent assassin, and it's because she plays around so many All-Americans, but she is a phenomenal outside hitter and just comes through in big ways for the Penn State lines.
Just a sophomore, was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year a year ago. This is Dominique Gonzalez with a service. And the point for Stanford, Brittany Howard, who had a very nice regional match yesterday.
Boy, she put this ball and just plays. Watch her manage the swing right there. She knew exactly where she wanted to go with it, took some speed off of it, and dropped it in that right back corner.
Mary Ellen Luck with the service for Stanford. Ariel Scott got it down.
You know, Melissa,
off the tip. Go ahead.
Well, we're already seeing some really nice ball control from both of these teams, so they're being able to run, to stay in system so much more, and just giving their setters lots of options of where they want to put the ball.
So Scott goes out for Penn State. Lacey Fuller back to serve, the junior from San Diego. Howard finished up the speed there a little bit. Into that block, low pad. Bug sets up Howard into that Penn State block.
Show that Dominique Gonzalez has been playing some fantastic defense as the libero for Penn State. She makes a save. I'm not sure I've seen a save like that all year long. Great defense.
Tied up at 6 here in set number 1, and the block again.
Nia Grant and Megan Courtney got together on that block right there and just really shutting it down for the middle of this Stanford offense. And Stanford likes to run the middle a lot.
Howard, the push, dug up by Deja McClendon. The block there for Stanford, and Stanford, these are 2 teams. Penn State #1 blocking nationally. Stanford in the top 5 as well. It doesn't get any better than this.
Well, it really doesn't, because that's your first line of defense right there. So it starts to play.
On to Hancock. So good at that.
Well, that's definitely one of the best things she does. She's attacking at 360 right now, and that's a really high percentage. Her and Maddie Bug both as setters of their team. hitting the ball well in the second ball over.
It's Megan Courtney with a service just over the net. Push it out in the middle to Wopat. Megan Courtney. And it goes long.
You know, this is one of those matches, Melissa, that's going to go back and forth, and who makes the least amount of errors. You've got to make great decisions on where the ball's going and limit your errors.
Brittany Howard with the service there for Stanford. Not able to pick that one up from Nia Grant, sitting in strong.
No, we've seen Brittany Howard play some great defense on that back line. She's 6'3", roaming around that back of that defense and really digging balls. Didn't quite get that one.
She had 5 digs and total blocks yesterday in the match versus Minnesota. Wopat, the tip, got it down. Good decision there.
Well, it really was. And how she just floats in the air. She jumps so well and just really can get up there and look around and see where she wants to put it. Great decision on her part.
This is Kyle Gilbert, the libero for Stanford from California. 20 digs versus Minnesota. Deja McClendon into the block. Inky Ajanaku was there. McClendon will go up again. Pushed it through. Go to McClendon, into that block again. Williams, Ajanaku there. Ajanaku in one-on-one with Slay. Courtney, nice job keeping it alive. Great rally. And finally, the termination by Rachel Williams for the point.
Well, just an unbelievable rally on both sides of the net, but Inky Ajanaku's blocks are just phenomenal, the way she presses in on the ball, but Rachel Williams finishes it out off that right side.
Deja McClendon again, the block there. Burgess delivers.
That's one of the things Burgess does best. I really like to call her a Terminator. She has such a powerful swing on that left side, and sometimes her numbers don't always really show exactly what she's capable of doing. She is a strong hitter.
Went from the right side to the left side, added 9 kills yesterday to her total versus Minnesota. The tip, and McClendon gets it down.
Beautifully played by Deja McClendon. Goes up there, makes you think she's about to unload on the ball, and tips it right over the block.
2 kills for Deja McClendon, hitting .250. So far, both of these offenses have spreaded things out nicely. Into the net and over. That's an ace.
Well, that's one thing you don't want to give Micah Hancock confidence. You've got to be ready for that ball to hit the tip of that net. So whoever is that closest player up has got to be ready for that.
247 career aces. Make that 248 for the junior.
Now this is where she can start rattling off some points. She'll get on these rolls. Beautifully placed ball, a little miscommunication between the Stanford back line.
#1 all-time career aces at Penn State. Swinging out to Williams. Out of bounds off the block.
Well, that's a good rotation to get out of. You want Hancock off of that service line as quick as possible.
This is Rachel Williams. 25 digs, 8 total blocks, 2 kills for the tournament for her. Up it over the block goes Ariel Scott. Push it out to Burgess. Burgess! Nice dig by Hancock. And finally, Penn State gets it down for the kill.
Well, Maddie Bugg is having a discussion with the up umpire here. Coach Dunning trying to calm her back down. Got to stay in the match, in the moment.
And Maddie Bugg tried to get it over on 2. Did not work with that forward little block. Slay was there.
Oh, Katie Slay, I like it. She's got a little edge about her today. She is tough up there at the net and really staring down these Stanford players right now.
So far, 8 ties in this first set. Penn State leading it by 2. Now by 1.
Inky Ajanaku with the hard hit ball just drove it right into that block.
5 lead changes so far here. Pretty much what we expected, Mel. Inky Ajanaku delivers. Was waiting for it.
Well, you know, you love those overpasses. You're just waiting to get your hands on it. She made a good decision to just place the ball right along the net.
Had some hang time there. Burgess. Good serve there. Set up Howard. So right now it's a 15-14 lead for Penn State in this first set. It's a tight one. Blocking. It's good here today in Lexington. Here in this Lexington regional finale, Penn State and Stanford going head-to-head. The Nittany Lions with a slight edge here as we take a look at the road to Lexington for the Stanford Cardinal. Finished second in the Pac-12, earned that at-large bid. First round defeated Hampton, Oklahoma in the second round, and then, of course, Minnesota, the 10 seed, yesterday in straight sets. For Penn State, they won the Big Ten, earned that automatic bid. Defeated LIU Brooklyn, then Utah, and then yesterday played Michigan State for the third time. Michigan State handed the team their last loss. They've only had 2 this season, but they came out the victor in 4 over Kathy George and company with the Spartans. A service error out of the break by Gonzalez, side out Stanford.
Oh, that's just one of the things you don't want to see your team do, come out of the break and miss a serve. They're just one of those areas that you've got to stay away from as much as possible.
So far, Penn State 5 blocks, Stanford with 2. The story, Wopat. The dig by Burgess. Williams. Over the block goes Ariel Scott. Out of bounds point for the Nittany Lions.
You know, it's obvious that Micah Hancock knows that Ariel Scott is just playing some really good volleyball. She's hitting the ball so hard off that right side, and she's going to go to her as much as she can. You can tell already in this match.
Ariel Scott is hitting .346 in the tournament, averaging 3.2 kills per set. Wopat. Don't see too many errors by Carly Wopat, the All-American, for the tournament, hitting .482. Also 16 total blocks, 56 total attacks, but just 2 errors so far in the tournament make that 3. Great dig by Lacey Fuller. Courtney got it.
You know, Lacey Fuller is one of those players that's come in for Penn State and really made a difference in the back row, playing some great defense, and it's just called keep the ball off the floor, Lacey. Keep it off the floor, and that's what she's doing right now today. Penn State is up over Stanford.
Of course, the holidays are about giving, but we all remember the one gift, the one we wrote letters asking for and finished all our vegetables for. Save big on great gifts during the Countdown to Christmas sale at Bass Pro Shops and BassPro.com. Like select Redhead flannel and Henley shirts for under $20. Take 20% off this Bass Pro aluminum fish fryer. And save $40 on Kevin Van Dam's 7-bearing bait cast reels. Plus, kids can get a free picture with Santa. That's right, free.
Penn State in the middle of a 3-0 run here in Lexington, up 18-14 in this first set. It's been tight so far. Blocking has been exactly what we expected between two of the top 5 blocking teams in the country. As we take a look at the Big Ten versus the Pac-12. 8 teams got in for the Big Ten. The Pac-12 got in 9. Teams remaining so far 4-3. And you look at the overall records, and this one is really at the forefront of conversation here today.
Well, it is. I really think these are 2 of the top 4 teams in the country, and it's a shame they're having to play in the regional finals.
Wopat, one-on-one there with Megan Courtney, and my goodness.
You know, one-on-one with Carly Wopat on a slide hit. You don't always get a lot of success there, but Megan Courtney was there for that one.
Good serve by Fuller. A tip by Williams, and got it down.
A smart play by Rachel Williams right there, and that's what you get from a senior veteran. She knows exactly what she had available to her and put it right where it needed to go.
Maddie Bug with the service for Stanford. Pac-12 setter of the year. Courtney over the block. Bug sets up Williams. Asia McClendon there. Courtney over the block. Over on 1 for Bug. Burgess gets the kill.
What a nice play. Jordan Burgess just has a really nice swing, whether she's left front or coming out of the back row, which she was right here. Good decision by Maddie Bug for the kill.
Courtney. Wopat with the push. A little miscue there by Nia Grant, who tried to do the same thing.
Well, Nia Grant, she saw she had that overpass, and she went for it, but just a little bit too much on it. Came down on her side of the net.
Megan Courtney into the block. Point. Stanford. We are tied up again.
Beautiful block by Carly Wopat and Rachel Williams right here. Not a whole lot of space for Megan Courtney to get the ball into the other court.
It's a 4-0 run for the Cardinal. Bug looking for her 4th point back there. Got it. So far, Stanford looking pretty good with Maddie Bug back at the service line. Up 20-19 here in this first set. It's been back and forth.
It's a good timeout by Russ Rose right here. This game can get away from you real quick when the score gets to 20, and that's what's happening. Stanford, not either team really hitting the ball that well. The blocks are so tremendous. There are some kills, though. 9 for Stanford, 10 for Penn State, but both of these teams really showing their prowess in the blocking category.
11 ties so far, 6 lead changes. And let's take a look at Inky Ajanaku and her kills and blocks today.
Boy, Inky Ajanaku, the sophomore, just phenomenal blocker. The way she presses in on balls on the block, and then her prowess at the net to hit the ball. She has great hops, great vision when she gets up in the air, where she wants the ball to go. These middles and their connection with their setter, Maddie Bug, is pretty phenomenal.
There's a look at Carly Wopat. You mentioned the All-American. Led the Pac-12 with Just under 1.5 blocks per set, which was good for 13th nationally. 443 hitting percentage for the season, ranked 9th nationally. Someone who's very smart. Her best skill is blocking, a very aggressive blocker, and we've seen that so far.
Well, both her and Ajanaku, Wopat and Ajanaku, have great leaping ability, allows them to get their arms over the net and press in to the other side of the court, and there's just not a lot of places the hitter can hit the ball when that happens, so they get their hands on a lot of balls.
That is a look at Inky Ajanaku playing loose. Right now, these two teams, a lot on the line here. Someone's going home and somebody is going to Seattle. Ariel Scott. And there's that block again for Stanford.
The set was just a little bit short. Ariel Scott's approach, she was a little too far away to get to that ball at the right amount of time. Hit it a little short.
So get a great rotation so far for Stanford. And Maddie Bug. Another good serve. Courtney Burgess dives. Howard dug up by Gonzalez. Courtney, side out Penn State.
Such a nice hitter from that left side. I like the set that Micah Hancock's giving her. It's a little shorter. It's not a high outside ball. It's a little shorter. She's got a quick approach and is able to do a little more with it.
She snaps a 6-0 run by the Cardinal. 21-20. Stanford with a 1-point advantage. Deja McClendon was just waiting for that ball.
Phenomenal serve right here by Sarami. She comes in she's from Puerto Rico. She has a powerful jump serve. Stanford has to work hard to control it.
Redshirt freshman. That's an ace.
And you know, this serve, it can be intimidating, but if you get your body directly behind it, you really just have to give it a platform to send it up to your setter, but it can't be from the side.
Let's take a look at the last two serves here.
Well, they're just powerful, and there's not many servers in the country that serve like this. Hancock, Sarami, Haley Eckerman at Texas. I mean, these are servers that can get on rolls and get you points in bunches. So Stanford has to work hard right now to get out of this rotation.
They needed something to counteract what Maddie Bug was delivering at the service line, and they may have found something here as we get closer to set point in this opening frame between Penn State and Stanford, and so far living up to the hype.
Well, you know, this is a great coaching move from Russ Rose, because he needed to change something up in his lineup. He needed to get some points off of the service line. So he puts in the redshirt freshman, and she's coming through for him.
So far, Penn State 6 blocks, Stanford with 3. Stanford 088, Penn State 105. Block had something to do with that.
Well, there's no question the block is really creating havoc for both of these offenses, because they're great offenses. They're very efficient. They both are hitting .312 right now, so they know how to put the ball away, but not against such dominating blocks as they're seeing against one another.
So far, a couple of players have stepped up here at the service line. Paulina Prieto Sarami is one of them. Timeout and a service error.
Well, and that's that high-risk, high-reward serve. And sometimes you get points in bunches, and then sometimes you get errors that you don't want.
You're tied up again here at 22. It's Brittany Howard at the service line. McClendon. Push it out to Williams. Williams is coming right at us at the table. That's a point.
What a nice job. She hits the ball from the right side, gets it around and through around the block right here. She is powerful, 2-foot approach off that right side, trying to go for that right back corner.
Timeout called by Russ Rose and Penn State here. Stanford closing in on set point, up 23-22, 13 ties, 8 lead changes so far in this first set. So let's take a look at our very long and extended day of some fantastic volleyball on tap, starting with today's matchup here, Penn State and Stanford. Then right after this one, we've got Wisconsin and Purdue. Then after that, it's Texas and Nebraska. And of course, Stanford, Penn State, whoever moves on here will face the winner of Washington, USC, which will be on tonight in the nightcap. Lots of great volleyball here today.
I mean, fantastic volleyball. Do you know there will be 9,000 people watching that Texas-Nebraska game? They will be hanging from the rafters in Lincoln, Nebraska. That'll be a phenomenal match. They've played once already this year. It went to 5 in Austin. Another match that's going to be really good, that USC-Washington match. Washington ran the table on USC this year. Now they're in this regional, trying to get a chance to get to the national semifinals. That's going to be a good match.
And here in Lexington, it's Stanford and Penn State trying to advance to Seattle. Get back to the national semifinals. A year ago, Penn State lost in the national semifinal matchup to Oregon 3-1. And for Stanford, they lost in the regional final to Michigan 3-1. (23-22) Stanford with the lead here in set 1.
It's a little bit too much on that one by Micah Hancock. She knew where she wanted to go with it, and the right back corner was the place to go. Just put a little too much on it.
Set point now for the Cardinal. Deja McClendon. And it goes long, so Stanford will take the opening frame here, 25-22. It's been a tight one here in Lexington.
Well, and it comes down to just a few errors here and there, and that's how tight this match will be contested. From the service line, hitting errors, but Deja McClendon, she likes it.
Millions of people grow up in a family of immigrants. But not everyone stops at nothing to reach their dream. Even fewer have the patience, passion, and perseverance to achieve success. A dream is for those who sleep. I live mine. I'm Pitbull, and I'm one of a kind. Darling.
Discover card.
Hey there, I just got my bill, and I see that it includes my FICO credit score.
Yep, you get a free each month to help you avoid surprises with your credit.
Good. I hate surprises.
Surprise! At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
Golden Corral's Chocolate Wonderfall has been called the 8th wonder of the world. Well, get ready for 9 and 10. Introducing sweet caramel and white chocolate balls. It's our new triple fountain yum. Drenched strawberries, big fudge squares, and holiday cookies, and all this melted perfection. Only at Golden Corral.
More than a security system, ADT can help you turn on a few lights. Bring family in from the cold. Even let you know when an old friend has arrived. Now get ADT's best holiday offer. ADT, always there.
Whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want in one place. NCAA.com cuts through the clutter so you're in control. School Pages connect you with your favorite team so you can access highlights and features you won't find anywhere else. And NCAA.com is Championship Central with unparalleled access. Across all divisions. Whether at home or on the go, NCAA.com is the home of college sports.
Back here in Lexington, Stanford takes the first set 25-22. Let's take a look at that last attempt by Deja McClendon and Penn State to keep this set alive.
Well, she got up high on the ball right here. Good serve by Stanford. She tried to go down the line. She had the line, but just hit it a little too high, you know, just a little too far.
3 errors over the last 4 points to end that set for Penn State. And so far, errors have been the name of the game for the Nittany Lions.
Well, you know, it's the serving errors that really, I said this at the beginning of the game, I really believe it's going to come down to who can manage their serves and stay away from the errors, because it kills momentum, it brings momentum, but you've got to get that ball over the net.
4 service errors for the Nittany Lions, none for Stanford. 10 attack errors for Penn State, 7 for Stanford. Set number 2 underway. Maddie Bugg is very successful at the service line. Not this time. Slay gets it down for Penn State.
Nice connection right there with Micah Hancock and Katie Slay. She started off doing some things in that first set, then she kind of quieted down, so they've got to get her going again.
Micah Hancock back to serve now for Penn State. The overpass, and Deja McClendon, that's the second time we've seen that from her here today. Howard gives Stanford the first point here in set number 2.
Great serve receive by Kyle Gilbert, the libero for Stanford. Set that play up, and there's nothing better than getting out of the Micah Hancock serve rotation.
The push by Scott. Burgess dug up by Hancock. Deja McClendon the tip. Williams was there. Wopat tried to do a little bit of the same, but was just outsized by Slay.
Well, she really didn't have much of an option but to try to tip the ball. It was set a little too low. Katie Slay was right there on top of that.
6'2" in Wopat going up against 6'6" in Katie Slay. Back set to Wopat. Point for Stanford.
It's a great hustle by Deja McClendon. She was trying to get her hands on that ball.
Good serve by Gilbert. And they're going to call the error.
It was really close right here on the over. But I think it was a good call.
Violation there against Penn State. Point for the Cardinals. Sending that one down with authority. Ariel Scott, my goodness.
She is just so good out of that right side. This is where Micah Hancock has great confidence in feeding her the ball right there. Got right through the block for the kill.
Williams up and over. Megan Courtney for the point. Williams had the 12 digs versus Minnesota, 7 kills at 208 in the match. It's over 1,000 kills in her career, 10 double-doubles this season.
A little bit of ball control problems for Penn State. Not giving Micah Hancock enough to work with to get that ball to her hitters right now.
And the miss hit off the set there by Hancock.
It's a little bit of Penn State, a little rattled right now. Got to settle back down, get back into the system.
Williams goes up, goes wide.
Well, that couldn't have come at a better time for Penn State.
What's at stake? A spot in the national semifinals. The winner here today will play the winner of Washington USC. That one late tonight, the nightcap out in Los Angeles. Gonzalez, great effort there. Deja McClendon tried to deliver.
Well, she's a back row player, and her foot was on that 10-foot line, and you can't do that when you're coming out of the back row. You got to stay behind that line.
Hancock to Courtney, and Courtney down the line.
Megan Courtney does a great job turning her shoulders, going down the line, around that block, and into the right back corner.
She had a really nice performance versus Michigan State, a double-double, 10 kills, 14 digs, 3 assists, 2 solo blocks. That coming from the Big Ten Freshman of the Year a year ago. Howard, Fuller, full extension. Burgess with a dig. Back set to Ajanaku. Deja McClendon was there. Off the block, out of bounds, point for Stanford.
Well, great job by Maddie Bugg delivering the ball to Ajanaku on that slide on the right side. You would have thought she'd go to her left front hitter. So now you have Ajanaku going off a one-on-one block opportunity, and she's going to win that the majority of the time.
Mary Ellen Luck with a service for Stanford. Deja McClendon through the block, picks up the kill. It's her 6th here, hitting .235, 2 errors on the day so far.
You know, Deja McClendon probably has several fans in the stands, being right down the road from in Louisville, Kentucky, where she hails from.
That's right, her sister Maya is also an outside hitter over at Louisville. We've caught a couple of her matches this season. Ropat. 3rd kill for her today. Maddie Bugg with these service errors, side out Penn State. Both of these teams coming out a little off kilter here in the 2nd set.
Well, just the missed serves are just something I'm going to have to just quit talking about because it happens in the match, but they're just such momentum killers.
Hancock will try to change that for her team. And a good serve by her. Williams. Great pancake by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is really playing some excellent defense for Penn State. Didn't quite get to this shot right here, but a beautiful shot by Rachel Williams. Well, excuse me, she did get the pancake on that, but couldn't get her teammates close enough to the ball for the 2nd hit.
Stanford back to serve, and another service error for the Cardinal, who had no service errors in the 1st set. This is Kendall Pierce coming in to serve. Deja McClendon will come out. Pierce, a sophomore from New York. Burgess got it down. Pierce just couldn't get there in time.
She is a terminating hitter, just a powerful, heavy arm swing that can really unload on a nice set to the outside.
11-9. Cardinal with the lead here. Into the block goes Ariel Scott. Out of bounds, though. Point for the Nittany Lions.
Well, that's your bread and butter right now up at the net, and it's Ariel Scott. She's a 6'4" senior. She's been in this situation many times before. And
the set was really off there for Maddie Bugg. Penn State will pick up the point because of it.
Well, she had to go up with one hand trying to save the ball. All goes back to that ball control.
Burgess got it down. Burgess coming alive here in this 2nd set. She's got 4 kills, hitting .375.
Really does a nice job of really cranking on this with a hard angle just above the 10-foot line on that kill.
Scott over the block. The dig by Williams. And they're going to call the net violation. So back in from Penn State comes Lacey Fuller to the service line. Got a loose ball here on the court.
Felt like I was at a tennis match right there.
Knotted up at 12 here in the second set after Stanford took the opening frame 25-22. Burgess over the block, got it down.
Really nice job of using the fingertips of the Penn State block right there to put it out of reach of Penn State.
Jordan Burgess, just a sophomore, and there's 4 sophomores on this team that were starting as freshmen a year ago. She happens to be one of them. Future very bright for Stanford. The side out, Penn State with the point. Trading points once again.
Well, we knew this match was going to be back and forth. These are just 2 great teams that have pretty much every aspect of the game at a high level.
Buggs sets up Howard. The overpass by Lacey Fuller, point for the Cardinal. Lacey Fuller just looked at her teammates, gave them all 5s and shook it off. She is an unsung hero for this team. According to her coaches, plays just a different level than anybody else. High energy, and we've seen that so far here today. The tip of the push there by Scott. Howard dug up by Courtney. The set to McClendon, got it.
Well, she got up so high on this ball and got right through the middle of the block before Wopat could close it. But her reach is phenomenal. She gets up on top of the ball and can just nail it.
6 ties in this set, 19 for the match. Knotted up at 14 here in set 2. Wopat tried to get it over. Grant was there. Burgess tried to deliver again. Courtney, Penn State keeps it alive. Howard, Fuller in full extension. McClendon pushes it over. Williams there. Howard will try again into the block. There's Deja McClendon. McClendon high. Penn State with the point.
Are you kidding me? Did you see the save by Penn State? Unbelievable volleyball going on right here in Lexington. Penn State's up 1 over Stanford.
This is the computer ICU. It's what happens to your computer when it gets infected, slows down, and crashes. And if you don't do something, your computer could wind up here in the computer graveyard. But it could be saved with mycleanpc.com.
Is your computer running slow? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? Then go to mycleanpc.com for your free diagnosis today. Then just activate the mycleanpc.com software to fix it in minutes. And computer specialists are available while you're online.
The best thing about mycleanpc.com was it had a free diagnosis.
My computer is 100% faster. You know immediately what the problem is, and the problem is solved right then and there.
Download your free diagnosis today at mycleanpc.com.
Penn State up by 1 in the second set, and my goodness, let's go back and take a look at that last point and everything that led up to it.
Well, I told you to put your seatbelt on because we're in for a heck of a ride. And just watch the save right here by Micah Hancock. Goes on the other side of the court to save the ball. The rally continues on. It's kill for kill, dig for dig. And Deja McClendon is going to come back here right now, going to set up for the kill to finish the playoff. I mean, Melissa, volleyball doesn't get much better than this. The rallies are phenomenal today.
This is the first Penn State lead since they were up 4-3 to start this set. And they have come alive here in set number 2. Some great play by both teams. Howard. And the block was there. Slay and McClendon have been doing that for a long time.
Well, right now you can just feel that momentum swing coming Penn State's way after that last rally before the timeout. It was just, they really got their juices flowing right now.
Those were two seniors right there who were freshmen the last time Penn State won the national championship. They're hungry for another. Deja McClendon over the block. Out of bounds, point for the Nittany Lions.
Well, McClendon doing a great job of hitting high off the fingertips of the Stanford block, so they're not able to keep it in bounds.
Stanford wants to talk about it. John Dunning with a timeout. Penn State on a 4-0 run. Penn State on a 4-0 run here in this second set. They leave at 17-14. And we talked about this being a championship caliber match. Well, these two teams have gone head-to-head in championship matches, and it all got started in the 1997 final. Stanford come out on top over the Nittany Lions, won their second straight title and fourth in 6 years. Kristen Fokel recorded the final 3 kills for the 15-9 win. They finished the year 33-2. Unfortunately, this one not a national championship match, but boy, does it feel like it.
Boy, it does. It's national championship caliber volleyball.
Wopat. Grant was there. Deja McClendon dug up by Gilbert. Howard, Fuller there. The overpass. Howard will try again. Grant with the dig. Deja McClendon goes high. Dug up by Gilbert. Hancock tried to get it over on 2. She'll try it again. And the violation. Net violation will be called against the Nittany Lions. They were playing very close to the net on that one.
Well, it was, and it was a really close call right here. Her hand just followed through right into it.
Slay, dug up by Burgess. Tip by Howard. Slay terminates.
It's a great connection right there between Micah Hancock and Katie Slay. That's what you've got to have out of 6'6" in the middle of the floor. She's using her as much as she can in this set.
3 kills. Slay hitting 400, has 5 blocks to lead everybody here so far today. Williams. Good control there by Gonzalez. Deja McClendon. And McClendon goes long.
They called a tip on that.
They changed it, looking at the up referees. So 19-15, Penn State trying to run away with this one. And my goodness, they have certainly come alive here. in this second set. So Maryland, we're talking soccer now, takes on Notre Dame in the championship of the NCAA Men's College Cup presented by Northwestern Mutual tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ESPNU, also live on Watch ESPN. That one will be played at PPL Park. And of course, UCLA won the women's soccer championship last weekend, defeated FSU. The men's side should be just as good. But speaking of good, does it get any better than this here in Lexington?
Well, I'm not sure it does. This is some phenomenal volleyball, and Deja McClendon is probably playing some of the best volleyball of her career. She's just making all kinds of shots today, whether they're kills, tips off the block, little tip shots right there, overhits on overpasses. Just absolutely feeling it, but this is what you get from a senior. You're talking about a senior-laden Penn State team that wants to get back to the national championship match and have the chance to win it. These seniors won it as freshmen, and Deja McClendon was actually the most outstanding player as a freshman on that national championship team.
Right now, she's leading everybody with 10 kills, hitting .333. Has the block, as you mentioned, but you said it. Slay, Deja McClendon, Ariel Scott, the 3 seniors who were role players. Deja McClendon, as you said, most outstanding player on that championship team, and they know what it's like.
Well, when you taste that national championship, you definitely want another one and another one.
Service error by Hancock. She had 5 versus Minnesota. A little characteristic with her. With the service, you talk to the coaches, they let her go. Other players do a little bit more technical on the service, but they let her just go for it. The tip at the net by Slay. Williams over the block, picked up by Hancock. Little serve up Scott, and Scott gets the kill.
Well, Scott's just delivering all across the net. It doesn't matter, left front, right front. Just give me the ball. Give the senior the ball. She knows what to do with it.
You said this is all about momentum shifts. Penn State with the momentum now up 4. Utilizing their strengths. The block happens to be one of them.
Well, there's no question when you get Ariel Scott, Katie Slay, Megan Courtney, that's a big front line right there.
21-16 Penn State. Penn State out of system. Slay had the set. The push. Wopat. Dug up by McClendon. Burgess into that block. Williams, and Williams goes long. No, they're going to say it was in off the tip.
Nice play by Rachel Williams. Stanford really needed that point right there. That's a smart play from the senior right side hitter going off the fingertips of the Penn State block.
Slay. Inky Ajanaku was there.
She was there. Good read. She kept her eyes loaded on Katie Slay right there. Knew where it was going, but the way she presses in, it really is. It's a beautiful thing to watch how she gets over the net and presses in.
Another part of that sophomore class, and we've got an ace for the Cardinal.
Well, this is a great little rally by Stanford because once a team gets into those 20s, it's hard to rally back. Good timeout by Russ Rose to try to gather his troops.
Penn State had the momentum, and now it feels like it's starting to shift a little bit towards Stanford. Well, coming up at intermission with Matt Schick and Kelly Tennant. Talking men's basketball, #1 Arizona down to the wire versus Michigan. And on to football, Matt Brown taking a stand on his job with the Texas Longhorns. Then Nick Saban, of course, inked a new deal with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Plus, we'll have highlights, stats, analysis of the first 2 sets here in this Lexington regional finale. And there's going to be a little too many highlights, I think, to package into that short amount of time we've got.
Well, I agree with that.
Season recap here for the Nittany Lions. 31-2 overall, 19-1 in the Big Ten. That one loss coming at the hands of Michigan State. Russ Rose, the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Micah Hancock, Big Ten Setter of the Year, as we mentioned on the onset. That was the 14th time that Russ Rose has won the Big Ten Coach of the Year honor.
Well, Melissa, Russ Rose has 1,122 wins in his career. He is second in line next to Dave Shoji from Hawaii as the all-time winningest volleyball coach. 1,122, that is a heck of a lot of volleyball games, a lot of volleyball practices, a lot of miles flown, bus, driven. A lot of years in this profession, and has done a phenomenal job.
Hall of Famer, 5 national championships. Hoping his team can carry him to a 6th here this season. Scott goes long, so Stanford keeps the momentum with them after the timeout.
Really a rare miss by Ariel Scott right there, especially in a situation where Penn State needed to get out of this service rotation.
It's a 4-0 Stanford run here. Scott, the block, Ajanaku there. Scott will try again, the tip. Ajanaku there again. Burgess got it down this time.
Really nice play, nice persistence by Ariel Scott, but also Micah Hancock to keep going back to Ariel. She knows, again, where her bread's buttered, and that's with Ariel Scott on the right side.
The 10th finalist for the Senior Class Award. Excellence on and off the court so far, showing some excellence on the court here today. 7 kills for the senior. Williams down the line. And they're making the argument that it touched the official. Let's go ahead and take a look at this now.
Boy, this is a tough call right here. Let's see. Well, it was out of bounds, but the umpire called a touch on Penn State.
Side out, Penn State.
Nice strong hit by Ariel Scott to go off the block. Out of reach of the Stanford defender.
Scott goes out. Fuller will come in to serve. Every point matters between these two teams. Burgess got it down side out for the Cardinal.
Beautifully hit ball by Jordan Burgess. She knew she wanted to go off the block right there. She did just that. No way Penn State could have dug that ball.
Got it down, and it is set point here for Penn State, trying to make it even at 1 apiece.
Just a beautifully hit ball by Megan Courtney. She doesn't look like she weighs 100 pounds, but she can get up there and really unload on a ball.
Cerami in that first set, very good at the service line for the Nittany Lions. They'll try her again here on set point. Ajanaku, McClendon there. Swinging out to Howard. McClendon goes high into that block. We'll try again. Howard. She goes over the block. McClendon got it down, and we are tied up at 1 apiece here in Lexington.
Well, I think one of the best things we're seeing is Micah Hancock knowing to go to her senior hitters, and that's Ariel Scott and Deja McClendon. She's giving them ball after ball to make sure that she gets it in the right people's hands.
Stanford took the first set 25-22. Penn State with the second set 25-22. Now let's go to the studio where Matt Schick and Kelly Tennant will have more on the volleyball regionals presented by Northwestern Mutual.
Thank you, ladies. Memorial Coliseum there in Lexington is rocking. We are knotted up at 1 set apiece. Welcome into intermission. Matt Schick along with former USC captain Kelly Tennant, 2 Hall of Fame coaches 7 combined All-Americans, 11 combined national titles, about what we expected. Knotted up a set apiece here.
National championship caliber volleyball. This is so much fun to watch, and it's amazing to see what Stanford was able to do early. They really took control. They had Rachel Williams, who came on early. I've seen them multiple times this year. She dictates the tempo for this team, but Penn State coming back. Deja McClendon is phenomenal. She's playing very high-level volleyball, reaching high over those blocks, getting things done. Penn State is not done.
All-American there, and Deja McClendon, again, as we said, 7 combined between these two programs. What do you expect here? What kind of adjustments does each team need to make as we enter this third set coming up?
I think between both teams, we've seen some unforced errors, and you have to focus on playing concise, making sure that you have the good ball control. That's what killed Penn State early, was the lack of ball control. You saw some overpasses, then they had some hits out of bounds. They've come back to clean that up. I think they're playing really nice volleyball, but if you can get that ball control and those unforced errors under control, that's when the game elevates even more and it just gets more fun.
The first of 4 regional finals. We are underway, and we've got a dandy so far between Stanford and Penn State. Much more coming up in this intermission report.
Oh, here comes Kara, looking stunning as usual. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Tachikara's soft premium leather. It's the perfect blend of strength, beauty, and durability.
The youngest star, Pepper, is making her way down the red carpet now. Pepper, you look adorable. What's your secret?
I've lost a ton of weight, and I'm wearing more fun colors these days.
Who's this? Turn the camera off. This guy's a fake.
Energizer Max batteries are designed to hold power for up to 10 years. With the help of Power Seal technology, you'll always have power when you need it most. That's positive energy.
Bodman fragrance spray.
That's for Heidi?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
She's gonna love it. Right?
No.
She will not.
4 words. He went to Jared.
Jared.
Jared, trust us.
Now step away from the jersey and nobody gets hurt.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry, has a large selection of Tag Heuer Swiss timepieces, including a new aqua razor, sophisticated, thin, and elegant. The perfect gift.
I love it.
From an almost perfect guy. That's why he went to Jared.
More Tostitos Cantina chips at table 3. Coming right up.
This table is incredible.
Here you go. All right.
Hey, babe, how are you? What are all these people doing in your apartment?
They think it's an actual Mexican restaurant.
I'm glad you're here. We're actually short-staffed.
In a rush.
Put this on.
Tostitos, Cantina, chips, and salsa. Real restaurant taste, wherever your party's at.
They need more salsa at table 5.
Waiter.
You mean the Ottoman?
Yeah.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Deja McClendon bringing Penn State back in the second set. She's got 11 kills, 5 digs. We are knotted up a set apiece in Lexington. Texas coach Mack Brown met with University President Bill Powers and Athletic Director Steve Patterson Friday, then went on to speak at Friday night's football banquet. He did not address his future with the team, but Brown did speak with ESPN's Holly Rowe afterward, telling Rowe ESPN has had the story wrong. Everybody just needs to slow down. I have a good relationship with my bosses, Bill Powers and Steve Patterson, and I look forward to making the best decision about my future. Brown went on to say that he had 17 recruits in town for visits on Saturday, and he looked forward to spending time with them. Earlier Friday, a source told ESPN's Brett McMurphy that Brown had previously told those close to him that he would resign. However, when the news leaked, the source said Brown was enraged and decided to change course. Whether Brown remains Texas's head coach is up to him, and Powers and Patterson support him. Multiple sources tell Holly Rowe. Well, the man speculated to be the man to replace Mac Brown isn't going anywhere. Nick Saban has agreed to a long-term deal that will keep the four-time national champion in Tuscaloosa. The deal is expected to be between $7 and $7.5 million a year. Saban was already the highest-paid coach in college football after signing an extension in March that kept the coach under contract through 2020. A.J. McCarron of Alabama, one of the Heisman finalists. Jameis Winston, the expected favorite, the expected winner. That's tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time, the Heisman ceremony. Check that out on ESPN. Some news and notes in the Division I FCS quarterfinals. Top seed, defending national champ North Dakota State cruises to the semis with a 48-14 win over Coastal Carolina. And in Division III football, Mount Union holds off North Central in the snow, 41-40 to reach the Division III national championship game. We got a great one in Lexington. There's Rachel Williams climbing the ladder. We are tied up a set apiece between Stanford and Penn State in the regional final.
A revolution is taking place. Careers are growing in wind power technology, solar energy technology, and renewable energy technology. Ecotech Institute in Denver, Colorado is the only college in the nation fully dedicated to preparing you for a career in these fields. Ecotech's hands-on training will let you work outdoors and make a difference in your life and your world. Call Ecotech Institute in Denver, Colorado today at 877-326-5576. Make the world your workplace.
Let's get the happier started earlier. Head over to Taco Bell for Happier Hour, where every day from 2 to 5 p.m., you can recharge with dollar-loaded grillers or any medium drink, each for just $1.
Discover card. Hey, so I'm on Amazon, and it says I can pay with my cashback bonus?
Yeah, right there at checkout. So what you shopping for?
Hats. Lots of hats.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and pay with your cashback bonus at Amazon.com.
'Twas the bazillionth winter for the Johnsons TV, and fed up Dad said, time for a new one if you ask me. But which one to buy? There were so many choices. Enter the blue shirts with their calm, expert voices. With low price guarantee, there was money to spare. So Mom bought a camera right then and there. Nothing will ever replace good literature.
Get great gifts like the Canon EOS Rebel SL1 at your Ultimate Holiday Showroom. Best Buy.
You're watching the NCAA Volleyball Regional Finals presented by Northwestern Mutual. Nice holiday scenic here in Lexington, Kentucky, and volleyball fans got an early Christmas present. Some fantastic volleyball matchups here today in the regional finals. And hello, everybody. I'm Melissa Lee alongside Texas Hall of Famer and former middle blocker for the Longhorns, Nell Fortner. And Nell, this one has lived up to the billing as we expected.
Well, it has. We've seen great hitting, great blocking, teams cleaning up their service errors, cleaning up their unforced errors, and just some great volleyball.
Well, so far here today, it's been 19 ties, 10 lead changes. And let's take a look at the team that took the last set, Penn State.
Well, right here, Penn State just really doing a great job being ready for overpasses, knowing who to set. Michael Hancock put the ball into Ariel Scott's hands and into Deja McClendon's hands and let them make plays. Stanford, it's not like they did play terrible volleyball to lose the second set. It's just that Penn State did a little bit more.
Taking a look at the match summary errors, Penn State cleaned up the errors from that first set. They had 10 hitting errors. They had, 4 service errors, and then in the second set they had just the 1 service error and then the 7 attack errors. So they cleaned things up a little bit. That certainly was the difference.
Well, and that's exactly what you have to do. Kelly Tennant addressed it in the studio. at the break, you have to clean up the unforced errors, and you have to get back to good ball control so you can run your system.
Third set underway here in Lexington. Burgess hit the antenna. Point for the Nittany Lions.
A little bit far outside. She just tried to cut the ball back a little bit too much.
Knotted up at a set apiece. The winner will move on to Seattle. National semifinals. Burgess got it again. Hancock. It was a good save by Howard. Hancock will set up McClendon, and McClendon with another kill to add to her total here today to 12.
Deja McClendon really starting to get on a little bit of a roll right here, and she's one of those players that if you keep feeding her that ball, giving her that confidence, she's a hard hitter to stop on that outside.
Williams leading the way for Stanford, hitting .412, 9 kills for her. She'll get it, a little off speed. Sent it out to Burgess again, got it over the block of Slay. Not quite the set Scott was looking for. Wopat going up against Slay again. And this time Hancock delivers.
Nice job on Micah Hancock taking that overpass and putting it down. Right now, Stanford really needs to try to get something going with Carly Wopat in the middle. Been a little quiet here lately.
Wopat hitting in negative numbers. 3 kills, 4 errors. Very much unlike the senior.
You know, just a beautiful hit by Jordan Burgess. Again, her arm swing is so fast. She can uncork on the ball before the block closes the gap. Got it right through the middle of it.
Let's go back to Wopat real quick. In the 56 total attacks she had in this tournament, she had just 2 errors heading into this match. And the dump over there by Hancock. Getting in, trying to add to her total here on the attacking side of things.
Now that's a play where Inky Ajanaku should have been there for that. She's Micah Hancock, front row player. That ball set close to the net. You gotta be ready for that.
Just sent over a rocket. Burgess sent one right back for the Stanford point.
She did, didn't she? Again, just that quick arm swing, just gets past that block so quickly.
Williams back to serve now for Stanford. Scott, Ajanaku there. Was out of bounds off the block.
You know, you really don't see that very often. Ajanaku not pressing in far enough. Just didn't get that press on it. The block goes out of bounds.
Penn State, Stanford, at 14 times. They're even on the series. Burgess again delivering for Stanford.
How about the energy that she has after the kill? She's so excited about what she's doing right here. But look, she just finds the opening on the side of that block.
After the match yesterday versus Minnesota, the Stanford players afterwards said they had to create their own energy out there on the court. Obviously, Kentucky not in this regional. They got knocked out before they could get here, but the crowd not probably as highly attended as one would think. So they have to kind of create their own energy out here. Not hard to do in a match like this. Ajanaku, another kill for the sophomore.
Again, ball control so important right now for Stanford to be able to run those middles. That was a beautifully passed ball by Rachel Williams to give Ajanaku a nice ball to hit in the middle.
Hoping that will get her going here this afternoon as that one goes down. Penn State will take the point, and they lead at 7-4. It's Lacey Fuller back to serve now. She's been all over the place in this match so far today.
Well, she's an energy giver. She comes in, serves well, plays some great defense.
Wopat.
Now that's the shot that Stanford needed. They've got to get Carly Wopat back on track to get points out of the middle from the Stanford offense.
Both teams been really utilizing the outsides here today. With Slay going up against Wopat, has had a tough time of it this afternoon. Another great rally between these two teams, and Hancock will get the point for her Nittany Lions.
Well, Hancock will get the point, but give Deja McClendon one heck of an assist right here, because look at the save in the backcourt. And then the little tip shot by Hancock for the score.
Penn State leads it by 3. Bug with that set in the middle. We just talked about it, trying to get Wopat more involved, and I have to believe that was something that was talked about at the intermission.
Well, you know, because you work your middle so much, they've been an important part of your offense all season long. You can't go away from that.
McClendon got it in.
You know, I love it when teams know they touch the ball, but they sell it so hard to the official that they didn't. And Stanford worked hard on that one, but didn't get away with it.
9-6. The 2-seed Penn State over the 7-seed Stanford here in this third set. They'll split the first two as Burgess. Great save by Courtney, and Burgess will get it again on the overpass, and they say it touched the antenna.
Well, it just went right outside that antenna, but it was one heck of a save. A good try by Megan Courtney right there. I thought she got it, actually, but
we've seen some good ones here today.
We have, absolutely.
Kyle Gilbert back to serve for Stanford. Hancock, the back set there to McClendon. Williams. They were looking for a touch, didn't get it.
Yeah, that was close, but maybe we can catch it right here, see if there was a touch. It might have gone off Katie Slay's fingertips, but if it did, it was very, very minute.
Service error for Hancock.
Well,
that is her third.
She's been kind of hit or miss today, Melissa, in her serve.
Slay. My goodness.
Beautiful, beautiful set right here to Katie Slay. Nice little, looks like a little 31 right here to her out of the middle. That little shoot set, boy, that's nice.
Naturally gifted blocker has been a force up there for Penn State from the get-go. Scott. Slay with the set. Scott trying to deliver. Cannot. Williams, great dig by Hancock. Trying to go one-on-one at the net. Slay. Ajanaku. Point for Stanford.
It was a great rally. You know, one thing we don't talk about much is Brittany Howard's defense in the backcourt. She's 6'3", and she is digging balls back there. You don't normally see 6'3" playing in the back row, but she does a good job for Stanford.
Her mother, Eileen, played volleyball at Pacific, inducted into their Hall of Fame. Stanford stringing together some points here.
Well, they are, and nobody gets more excited about it than Inky Ajanaku. When she gets a hold of a good block, she's going to let her teammates know about it. Look at her. Look at the emotion. I love that.
Ajanaku hitting .464 in the tournament, 33 kills, 11 blocks heading into this one. A great dig. Gilbert will get it. Burgess will send it over. Scott. Williams there on the overpass. Scott into the block. Ajanaku there. Into the block again. Goes Sarah May. Sarah May trying to get it over. And Scott will finally deliver another great rally between these two storied programs.
I think I did, and the crowd thought the rally was over a long time ago. go. Absolutely. These rallies are phenomenal. Both of these teams just fighting hard for every point.
Scott extends the lead here for the Nittany Lions.
Ariel Scott is just putting in work today. Micah Hancock is wearing her out over there on that right side. She doesn't mind one bit. She's probably telling her, give me the ball.
Go with what's gotten you here to this point. Scott will go again. And Scott will yet again add to her total here today, 11 kills so far.
Well, you've got to keep going to her because Stanford hasn't really figured out how to put her away yet. Good timeout by John Dunning right here. You've got to stop this Penn State momentum as quick as you can.
So Penn State on a little bit of a run here, up 4 in this Lexington Regional in set number 3.
This is the computer ICU. It's what happens to your computer when it gets infected, slows down, and crashes. And if you don't do something, your computer could wind up here in the computer graveyard. But it could be saved with mycleanpc.com.
Is your computer running slow? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? Then go to mycleanpc.com for your free diagnosis today. Then just activate the mycleanpc.com software to fix it in minutes. And computer specialists are available while you're online.
The best thing about mycleanpc.com was it had a free diagnosis.
My computer is 100% faster.
You know immediately what the problem is, and the problem is solved right then and there.
Download your free diagnosis today at mycleanpc.com.
Well, the Penn State-Stanford finale in 2007 got the ball rolling for the Nittany Lions on their 4th consecutive national championship. Penn State won the first 2 sets, but allowed Stanford to come back. Megan Hodge got the decisive kill. Penn State won the title with a 3-2 score, and as I said, got it all rolling. 2007, and they continued back-to-back national championships.
Well, just phenomenal programs. Both of these coaches are just, they just do a great job of keeping this rivalry going, keeping their teams at the highest level.
Nittany Lions up 4 here in set number 3 after both teams split the first 2. This is the biggest lead for Penn State in this set. And they wanted to verify they did get that kill. Stanford with the touch.
Boy, there's been some real discrepancies on whether the ball is touched or not.
Janaku comes alive. You think she gets excited about blocks? How about kills?
Well, she does, and rightly so, because they're both very good. She got a little fired up about that touch call, though. She didn't feel like she had her hands on that ball that Penn State got.
She goes out. 5 kills so far for her, hitting .333. Sarah May.
Boy, she has a heavy arm swing. That is like a boulder coming across the net when she hits it.
Howard over the block. Hancock. Burgess was there. Sarah May goes long that time. Great dig by Burgess, but not enough. My goodness, the Rockets sent over by Nia Grant.
Nia Grant's been a little quiet this match, but that one definitely woke her up and the crowd.
Another Rocket. Sarame at the service line. Williams. Good decision by Williams there. Sort of had a little chaos on the other side for Penn State.
Well, what a beautiful save by Lacey Fuller. She got on the ground for this one. Rachel Williams places it softly in the middle of the court. Lacey Fuller gets it. Not enough for Penn State.
Nice tip by Courtney. Wopat tried to get it down. At the net. Point for the Cardinal.
Nia Grant a little unaware of exactly where that ball was. It wasn't going over the net. It was still on Penn State's side.
Seen a couple of miscues by her in this match today. McClendon, block is there with Williams. She'll try again, got it down the line.
Beautifully placed ball by Deja McClendon. And again, that's, you know, you have to think that a lot of that is her senior experience. Just really does a great job cutting it, just cutting back across her body to go down the line.
14 kills from McClendon, hitting .353. The tip by Wopat. Very good decision there by the senior, and she comes out a Janaku back end.
That's such a potent pair of middle blockers. Wopat goes out, a Janaku comes in. That's a lot to deal with.
McClendon, a Janaku there. Slay, thought she got it down. McClendon, the soft touch. Bug was there. Courtney, another great rally. McClendon fires.
Beautiful save by Megan Courtney in the backcourt to set that play up for Deja McClendon to send it home. Good read on her part. The defense just really laid out nicely for Penn State. McClendon just hammers it home.
Nittany Lions up by 4 here in set 3. Great serve by Hancock. The tip by Williams. Got it down. Williams, 11 kills today. Hitting .320. 10 digs. Off the block for Scott.
Well, again, a rare miscue by Inky Ajanaku. The ball came off of her, not pressed in enough to send it back into Penn State's court.
Burgess, Slay was there. Burgess will go back to serve. And it seems we've seen this before. One team will go on a run, we start closing in on set point, and then the other team will come right back. It's a nice serve. Scott, great dig. Overpass by Burgess and taken care of by Courtney.
Nice play by Megan Courtney to be there, ready to put that overpass down.
Megan Courtney, 7 kills here tonight, giving her team the 21-17 lead here in set number 3.
Water damage can cost you thousands. Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Seal Clear, the crystal clear way to coat, Seal and stop leaks fast. Flex Seal Clear fills in cracks and holes, remaining virtually invisible. To show you the crystal clear sealing power of Flex Seal Clear, we replaced the bottom of this boat with plexiglass, drilled over 100 holes, and covered them in Flex Seal Clear. Not only does it stay afloat, but Flex Seal Clear keeps all the water out of the boat. Hello, fishy. Get Flex Seal Clear for just $19.99. And we're going to double your order and send you a second can. Now you can get the power of Flex Seal in Original or Bright for surfaces that are light, and Clear for everything in plain sight. 2 cans of Flex Seal Clear for just $19.99. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-618-5196 or go to getflexseal.com. Also available in Original and Bright. Call or go online now.
Looks like a potential All-American for the Nittany Lions there in the crowd here in Lexington. Penn State up 21-17 in this third set. Freshman sensation Jabari Parker and the Blue Devils are on ESPNU Monday night when they welcome the Bulldogs to Cameron Indoor Stadium. Gardner Webb versus Duke, Monday at 7 on ESPNU, also live on Watch ESPN. NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship coverage continues with the national semifinals Thursday, December 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. For more information on the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 89 NCAA championships. Both teams trying to get there here today. Scott, Howard was there. Back out to Scott, over the block this time. They're going to say it was out.
Boy, all the players are all pleading their case. They're looking at those refs wanting the call. But that ball was out by Ariel Scott on that play.
Both teams split the first 2 sets. Penn State has not trailed in set number 3 as Wopat delivers a dagger.
You know, those are the kind of balls, if you're a middle blocker, you are loving to attack that overpass right there. Carly Wopat was waiting on it.
Courtney into the block, the pushover by Scott. Wopat over Courtney. Scott. Set up Howard on the tip. Scott was waiting for it. Pushed over by Nia Grant. Maddie Bug, the setter. Worked hard to finish up that one.
Well, great persistence by Stanford right there. Too many mishits now. The ball control got a little weak, but Maddie Bug being able to put it away.
Russ Rose with the timeout. His team has not relinquished their lead here in this set. They lead it by 1 now.
Well, you know, when you have opportunities to take free balls and turn those into points, you've got to take advantage of that. And neither team did at that during that last point until Maddie Bug just decided to take that second swing and send it home.
So far, McClendon leading everybody in kills, 15 in the match, hitting 351 on the other side for Stanford. It's Williams and Burgess, 11 kills each. Williams hitting 320, Burgess 400. This is the closest Stanford has been since trailing 11-10 in this set.
Well, Stanford has to get back on track with more kills. Penn State has 18, Stanford has 15 for this set. And it really has become all about the kills. There's no question about it. Both teams blocking fairly well. A little bit inconsistent with the ball control, but you've got to get up on top of that ball and put it away.
Deja McClendon has been a force here today, the 3-time All-American, getting it done for the Nittany Lions.
Well, she's got such a powerful arm swing from that left side, but really it doesn't matter. I'll do it from the right side too. Just give me the ball. I'm a senior. I've been here before. She's a pretty dynamic player, and let's don't forget she plays that back row, and she's playing some pretty phenomenal defense today, digging balls in the back row, covering hitters.
Our coaches said that she this season has become a complete player, a player that can play all rotations at a high level that is very rare. Early in her career, is that she was an outstanding attacker, an okay blocker. She'd never really been asked to pass or play defense before she got to college, so they really focused on that with her and her first few years at Penn State, and that has come a long way over the past couple of years. She's just developed a better arsenal of shots, a great overall player. She's got 9 digs to go with those 15 kills. The overpass by Stanford. Sarah May over the block. And Penn State extends the lead to 2.
You know, talking about Deja McClendon again, just to add on to what you were talking about. You know, she plays the game with she has a lot of fun. She's smiling out there. She's leading out there. Her confidence level right now is through the roof. And rightly so. Her game is at a very high level.
Wopat got it over the block.
You know, that's what good hang time will get you. And Carly Wopat has some great hang time. She hit that ball off the fingernails of her hand and got the kill.
Megan Courtney comes out, Sarah May back in. Wopat 9 kills, had the 4 errors. They're uncharacteristic for her, hitting .227 in the match. Ariel Scott. Just a force here today.
Well, if this is when Nia Grant comes alive, and that's not good news for Stanford because she's an excellent slide hitter, and she's been pretty quiet this match. So she's important to the Penn State success at this point.
Great serve. Tip over by Williams. McClendon, great dig by Gilbert. Williams gets it down.
Well, Stanford has to feel really good about that rally. Kyle Gilbert dug a fantastic ball from Deja McClendon right here and put it perfectly in Maddie Bugg's hands for the kill by Rachel Williams.
That fired up the Stanford bench. Down 1, McClendon high, the block there. She'll try it again, the block is there again. Williams. McClendon with a save. Penn State, though, cannot keep it alive, and we are knotted up at 23 in this 3rd set.
Well, Penn State got one of those saves in that last set. And Micah Hancock went past the net poles. They tried it again, but it didn't work.
We've got a timeout. Stanford on a 6-2 run, looking for their first lead of the set. And why not have it come as we're inching closer to set point?
Well, we knew these sets were all going to be close right here. But here's that last play right here. Nice dig by Megan Courtney. And look at Deja McClendon go to the other side of the court to find the ball, but just couldn't quite get it back over the net. Here she goes past the net poles right there, but Megan Courtney couldn't get it over the net. Okay, I hope everybody has seen this play, knows exactly what happened. But that's some great volleyball. I mean, you can tell these players are playing their hearts out right now, trying to get themselves to Seattle.
Well, Stanford, as we mentioned, with the momentum, that's Penn State with the momentum. Stanford, though, rocking it right now as we get closer to set point here in this 3rd set. But this one, Penn State's led this entire set.
Well, you know, Stanford has talked a little bit about, we've heard John Dunning talk about, you've got to go into an environment that's not one that you're used to. And you have to go into that environment and get comfortable in there. So here we are. They're in this arena. We have to play well in this arena. It's not our home. It's not at one of our conference schools. And that's what they're starting to do.
He said that was what he was most excited about, to see how this team would react when someone scores 2 or 3 straight. Do we step up? Do we give in? He says he believes he would get the best reaction from his team he's seen all year, and I think the reaction has been pretty good from the Cardinal. Hitting 244, Penn State 210. Penn State with a blocking advantage, 8-5. Wopat. Williams got it over. Deja McClendon Off the block and out of bounds. Set point for the Nittany Lions.
Well, Deja McClendon is a hard player to block right now because she is really unloading on every ball she gets. If your hands aren't in the right place as a blocker, that ball is going out of bounds every time.
Tied up a set apiece. Burgess was there. Penn State hanging on. Stanford is hanging on here. Knotted up at 24. Back to serve for them is Kyle Gilbert. Deja McClendon. Senior stepping up.
Beautifully hit ball by Deja McClendon. She's got every shot in her tool belt. All along this net, she can hit in all three spots. It doesn't matter, just give her the ball.
Set point here for the Nittany Lions. Williams over the block. Stanford hanging around.
I tell you, nice shot by Rachel Williams, and she gave it everything she had right here. She's going to hit it so hard it goes off the Penn State, goes off of McClendon's head, well, off her hands right there and out of bounds.
Trying to get Hancock off the service line. McClendon fires.
Again, every player with opportunities to hit the ball, they're really unloading on the ball.
Set point again for Penn State. Burgess got it down.
We might be in the midst of watching a set that gets into the 30s, Melissa.
Gets it down, and the Nittany Lions back at set point here in Lexington.
But that all started with Dominique Gonzalez. What a beautifully passed ball on a tough serve to get up, but put it right into Micah Hancock's hands so Ariel Scott could bury it.
Penn State takes set number 3.
Beautiful shot by Ariel Scott. Micah Hancock knew exactly who to go to finish that set out. You go to your senior on the right side.
So the Nittany Lions lead it here in Lexington. 2-1 over the Stanford Cardinal. Two of the top programs in the nation going head to head.
Oh, here comes Cara, looking stunning as usual. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Tachikara's soft premium leather. It's the perfect blend of strength, beauty, and durability.
The youngest star, Pepper, is making her way down the red carpet now. Pepper, you look adorable. What's your secret?
I've lost a ton of weight, and I'm wearing more fun colors these days.
Who's this? Turn the camera off. This guy's a fake.
Whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want in one place. NCAA.com cuts through the clutter so you're in control. School Pages connect you with your favorite team so you can access highlights and features you won't find anywhere else. And NCAA.com is Championship Central with unparalleled access. Across all divisions, whether at home or on the go, NCAA.com is the home of college sports.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
Through the block. Down the line this time. Blocked. Michigan is in. After years of near misses, it's a hit for the Horns at the 20.
Full day of some fantastic volleyball here on ESPNU. Got a great one here in Lexington. Stanford, Penn State battling to move on. After this, it's Wisconsin and Purdue, then Washington, USC, and then that's going to be the matchup that we will see with the winner of this one. We'll take on the winner of Washington, USC, and so far, Melissa Lee alongside Nell Fortner. And Nell, we've gotten everything we expected out of this and then some.
Well, we have. Both of these teams are fighting hard to get themselves to Seattle. But right now, Penn State, more attacks, more kills than Stanford, just doing a better job with their ball control, running a little bit more in system. And what can we say about Deja McClendon and Ariel Scott? These two seniors are really stepping up in a big way today for the Nittany Lions.
Deja McClendon, 18 kills, hitting .372 for the match. Just 2 errors, has 11 digs to the total as well. Ariel Scott with 16. The outside has been working for Penn State here today. Tip by Slay. McClendon goes wide.
Well, she tried to manage the swing a little bit, but still had too much on it. Tried to softly go around the block, but it went out of bounds.
Slay.
Really nice job at a 6'6" middle blocker right there. Again, you know, she can get real quiet during the match.
I was just getting ready to say the same thing.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she'll just come up with a big shot.
Tip over by Wopat, picked up by Gonzalez. Deja McClendon dug up by Gilbert. Scott fires, got it.
Really nice set by Dominique Gonzalez. She had to take that the second ball. Micah Henry had dug the shot and put it nicely for Ariel Scott to kill.
Another service error, the 4th for Micah Hancock here today.
I tell you, I don't know how Russ Rose does it or other coaches do it when those service errors just pop their heads up, and it's tough to swallow sometimes.
McClendon. Bug dug that one up.
Penn State really opening up with some hard hit balls right here. I meant blocks, but hard hit balls also.
McClendon was impressed with what Slay delivered there. And equally as impressive is what Williams delivered there on the right side. Megan Courtney over the block.
Nice job of going off the fingertips of the block and just bounces so high. There's just no way a defender can get that ball.
Courtney has 8 kills, 12 digs. The tip and a little miscommunication there at the net. Point for Stanford.
Just one of those little ball control errors right now. Micah Hancock's in the back row. She couldn't jump to get that second hit.
Both teams seem to start off a little bit shaky as we enter each set today.
You know, you kind of notice that a little bit because it's a 25-point game. I guess they don't feel the pressures, you know, early on.
It's a good serve by Burgess. The block, Inky Ajanaku.
And how about some hang time by Ajanaku right there? She stayed up in the air and got her hand on that ball for the tip.
Immediately after that happened,
she's up high, hangs, boom.
Got up and said, that was my bad, that was me. Ajanaku, back to back.
Russ Rowe is not happy with what he's seeing right now. You very rarely see him get up off the bench to talk to his team, but when he's had enough, he's had enough.
Match, an opportunity to move on to the national semifinals in Seattle. Out of bounds, point for Stanford.
Inky Ajanaku gets up really high, gets that good press down on the ball. She really is. She might be the best blocker I've seen this year. She just has such great hops when she gets up in the air. It's the press across the net that is so impressive from her.
Ayana Whitney in now for Penn State. Point for the Nittany Lions.
Incredibly smart play right there. Tipping that ball to the open part of the Stanford defense.
West Rose switching things up a little bit. Out goes Scott. As I mentioned, Ayana Whitney into the match is Infernia Grant. Point for Stanford. Extend their lead here by 3. A 5-1 run here for the Cardinals. Courtney tried it again into that block and again denied.
You know, Megan Courtney's been really hitting the ball so hard off this left side, having success getting through the block or tooling it off the block. But right now, this is 2 in a row. 2 in a row where Maddie Buck got her hands on both of those.
So far, it's the largest lead of the match for Stanford. Inky Ajanaku helping her team to that lead. They're up 9-5.
It's been an interesting 48 hours. Find 45 Windsor Place.
And I could turn back time if I could find a way.
Would you like a ride?
What do I do?
Pull fast on the yoke.
Come on, baby!
Okay, go now. Call 911.
We found a key in your stomach.
I think that ferret's mine.
Мой хорек.
Whatever you do in 48 hours, Droid does. It's not a toy, it's a droid.
The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual, proud to be an official corporate partner of the NCAA.
Here in Lexington in this regional finale, Stanford on top of Penn State here in this 4-set 9-5 Penn State leads it 2-1. Maryland takes on Notre Dame in the championship of the NCAA Men's College Cup, presented by Northwestern Mutual, tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ESPNU. Also live on Watch ESPN. A little chilly out there for some soccer out in Pennsylvania.
I hope they have some scarves and hats.
And the first kill here for Whitney. The sophomore from New Jersey, redshirt last season, hitting .221 on the season. Sarmay had been so good there earlier. McClendon got it through the block. She'll go up again. Gilbert was there. Got it over. Whitney, her second kill here today.
Calling Maddie Bug is a back row player right here, and she goes up and contacts the ball above the top of the net. You can't do that.
Another player at the net. Same play goes the way of the Nittany Lions again. Slay was there.
It's the exact same play as the time before. The same thing. She's contacting the ball above the net. The Penn State players touching the ball also. You can't do that. Your back row.
The discussion here on which way the point was going. I'm going to say it was out of bounds, so the Cardinal will have it. Seen a lot of that here today.
Well, you see both teams trying to plead their case with the referee.
Williams, McClendon, the matchup, the winner of that one, Deja McClendon.
Beautiful one-on-one with Rachel Williams and Deja McClendon, and Rachel Williams doesn't lose too many of these matchups right there.
So Scott back in for Penn State. Slay McClendon up there. It's the 5th service error for Hancock.
Those are those unforced errors that you really just can't afford to have many of those, especially when you can control and manage a serve.
She had 5 in the Minnesota match yesterday. Again, the #2 server in the country. McClendon dug up by Howard. Hancock, Slay, tip. Williams with the tip. Scott there. Up and over the block goes Burgess for the Stanford point.
Nice hard hit ball by Jordan Burgess, doing what she does best, and that is just really that quick arm swing, getting through the block.
Just a sophomore. Nikki Ajanaku, just a sophomore. My goodness. Had some power behind that one.
Well, that was maybe the nicest hit ball I've seen Ariel Scott hit all day. The way she got on top of it and just brought it home. That was a paint peeler, Melissa, right there.
Another paint
That's
peeler.
what it is.
She had the other one yesterday, too, right? The one-on-one. Ajanaku, Slay. Give it to Slay.
Well, she read this perfectly. She knew where that ball was going. She stayed tough in the middle.
7 blocks for her here today. Burgess the tip, trying to get over Scott. Pushed out to Courtney into the block. Ajanaku making her presence known there.
Well, she is, and the excitement, the enthusiasm that she shows after she makes a nice play. That's a lot of that is youth, having fun. And then here goes the miss serve for the kill of that momentum.
It's a momentum killer. 14-12. Stanford, a slight edge here in this fourth set. Howard, dug up by Gonzalez. Courtney over the block. The overpass. Scott tried to take it. She'll take it here over the block. Burgess goes high, and Burgess gets the kill.
Nice rally by both teams. Good finish off by Burgess. Just that hard hit ball off that left side. Ariel Scott tries to put it away first, but here comes Jordan Burgess right off the fingertips again. She's so good at using the block.
Sarah May back in for Penn State. Out goes Courtney. Burgess with 15 kills, hitting .382. Matches Williams and her 15 kills for Stanford.
Well, that's that call again. Micah Hancock is in the back row, so she cannot contact the ball above the net as your opponent is touching the ball also.
Sarah May, no, wide.
She tried to sell the tip, but there was no tip. It's a hard hit ball. It sails out, but there was no tip.
So Penn State leads it 2-1 here in Lexington, but Stanford trying to take one here in the fourth, up 17-12.
This is the computer ICU. It's what happens to your computer when it gets infected, slows down, and crashes. And if you don't do something, your computer could wind up here in the computer graveyard. But it could be saved with mycleanpc.com.
Is your computer running slow? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? Then go to mycleanpc.com for your free diagnosis today. Then just activate the mycleanpc.com software to fix it in minutes. And computer specialists are available while you're online.
The best thing about mycleanpc.com was it had a free diagnosis.
My computer is 100% faster.
You know immediately what the problem is, and the problem is solved right then and there.
Download your free diagnosis today at mycleanpc.com.
Back here in Lexington, Stanford on top of Penn State here in this fourth set, though Penn State leads it 2-1. Let's take a look at how Penn State plans for success, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
You've got Deja McClendon, nice swings on the ball today, along with Ariel Scott. They've done it from all across the net. Ariel Scott mostly from the right side, but she can do it from the left side too. Really just give you the ball, coach.
Success coming from teamwork there as you take a look at their numbers. Scott 19 kills, McClendon with 18. Again, the two seniors who were on that last national championship team for Penn State trying to get back there.
Nice shot by Sarami right there. She plays with a lot of emotion also, has come off the bench, giving Penn State a little bit of a spark in this set.
Janaku. Sarah May dug up by Gilbert. Fuller. Another great save by her. The tip by Howard. Gonzalez is there. McClendon with a push. Sarah May over the block, and she gets the point.
Beautiful point by Penn State right there. You had a lot of nice defensive plays. Lacey Fuller gets a nice dig in the back. The Cerami finishes this off with such a powerful swing right off the hands of Inky Ajanaku.
Ajanaku got that one down. 10 kills for the sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma, hitting .400. Mariella Muff with the service here for Stanford. Sarame, the block. Wopat.
Carly Wopat got over, got up high, pressed in, sent it back into Penn State's court.
Fourth block for Wopat. Sarame high. And it's out. Stanford with the point. On a little bit of a run here.
Went outside the pins right there.
Sarame goes out. In comes Megan Courtney. This is the largest lead of the match for either team here today. Keep it going for Stanford.
Beautifully hit ball by Rachel Williams, coming out of the backcourt on that one. And right back. Watch her set this thing up. Just a beautifully set ball. You know, that's where the game is going. Power hitters coming out of the backcourt.
4-0 run for Stanford. Make it 5-0.
It's a great run by Stanford right here. Carly Wopat having a big block within this run that really seemed to spark the Cardinal.
Whitney goes out. Back in is Nia Grant for Penn State. Courtney. Long. 5 straight points at the service line here for Luck. Closing in. Stanford on set point.
Ariel Scott back in the game for Penn State. Let's see if they go to her out of the backcourt right here. And they do. Well, they had to do it. They just don't have enough firepower in the net right now. So Ariel Scott coming out of the backcourt is a great strategy for Penn State. She came through for them.
Sarame comes back in, and Courtney will go out. She will go back to the service line. 23-15, Stanford on top here in this fourth set. Trying to even it back up at 2 apiece. Goes wide for Wopat. Now the Nittany Lions hoping to go on a little bit of a run here, which has been sort of the formula we've seen. We get one team closing in on set point, the other comes roaring back. Wopat, Gonzalez there. Scott. And that one was long by a mile.
Well, it was. I think she was trying to use the tips of the fingers of the Penn State block, but just missed them. Good timeout
called here by Coach Dunning.
You have to stop the Penn State momentum right here. Even though 23-17 seems like an insurmountable lead, you don't want to give Penn State any more momentum.
Our first matchup of the day here on ESPNU has been a great one between here Penn State and Stanford. Texas, Nebraska later tonight. But after this matchup, we've got Wisconsin and Purdue. And then in the nightcap, it's Washington USC who will play the winner of this matchup here.
Well, whoever wins any of these matches, the national semifinals in Seattle are going to be fantastic. Those are 8 teams right here trying to get there that have had great seasons, deserve to be where they are. It's shaping up to be a great national semifinal.
Now you talk about people who had the argument throughout the years, oh, well, somebody got an easy regional to get to the national semifinals or to get to the championship game. I don't think so this year.
Well, I think everybody wants to analyze it. I think that's just human nature. But, you know, I'm sorry. You get to this point in the NCAA tournament in any sport, there is no easy path. I don't care who you're playing or where you're playing. There's not an easy day to try to get to a national championship.
These are the two most storied programs, as we have mentioned many times here today. National championship, 6 for Stanford, 5 for Penn State, UCLA with 4. And the last time that Penn State was here in Lexington, they got beat by UCLA, who went on to advance and win the championship game.
Well, trust me, Russ Rose isn't thinking anything about that. Neither is his team.
Not right now. They're down 23-17 to Stanford, who's threatening to take this 4th set. The overpass, and Wopat takes care of it.
Nice aggressive shot by Carly Wopat. She could have easily just let that ball come down, used it as a free ball to set up the offense, but I like the aggressiveness. Attack that ball.
Set point for the Cardinal. Service error. Williams, and Stanford walks away with this 4th set. We knew this one was gonna go to 5, and yes, it will. The Stanford Cardinal come roaring back here in this 4th set. They take it 25-18 over the Nittany Lions.
This is smooth and precise on-road handling. This is total confidence and comfort. This is easy-to-use off-road capability when you need it. This is 70 and counting safety and security features. This is the freedom to keep chasing all the horizons you want. Introducing the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee.
Well-qualified lessees can lease the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee Sport for $259 a month.
Millions of girls are told they're pretty. But not many end up becoming a model. Even fewer decide to put their face in front of someone who wants to rearrange it. And now, instead of fighting for a cover shot, I'm fighting for gold. I'm Michaela Mayer, and I'm one of a kind.
My name is Natasha Nasi, and I play defense at Duke University. I love playing soccer just because I've had a passion for it since I was a young kid. I started playing soccer in kindergarten, and I just automatically fell in love with the game.
Nice takeaway that time by Anasi.
I think having my parents be from Kenya was a plus because they were surrounded by the soccer culture out there.
How could switchgrass in Argentina change engineering in Dubai, aluminum production in South Africa, and the aerospace industry in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 70% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Lauren Carlini and Wisconsin set to take on Purdue in the regional final in Champaign. That match will begin in 6 minutes on ESPN News. When we're done in Lexington, we'll bring you that match. For now, set 5.
Setting up to be a great finish here in this Lexington regional between the 7-seed Stanford Cardinal and the 2-seed Penn State Nittany Lions. We are squared away here at 2 sets apiece for both teams. We knew this one was going to 5.
Well, we did, and it has not disappointed. And right now, in a 15-point set, you cannot have unforced errors. You have to have great ball control, but limit your unforced errors because the game goes really fast.
Yeah, errors have been problematic for Stanford, really taking them out of what they want to do here today.
Well, they have, but both teams are hitting the ball so hard. They're blocking well. It really is going to come down to who makes the least amount of errors. No matter how you score your points, whether it's kills, service aces, or, you know, free balls, who knows where they come from. Just limit your unforced errors.
The Cardinal 0-2 in 5-set matches this season. Penn State 3-2. We're going back to those errors now. Stat sheet says it all. Stanford with 5 service errors. Penn State with 10 on the attacking side of things. Penn State with 31 hitting errors. Stanford 18.
Well, they come back and you look at the stat sheet as a coach and you just shake your head and wish you could have it back again.
Opening point of the 5th set goes to Penn State.
That's a really smart swing by Ariel Scott. She really managed it well. She didn't try to kill it. She got it around the block and into the open right back corner.
Wopat trading off points here.
Just the opening 2 plays, very smart volleyball. High IQs coming from these players. Wopat put that ball nicely in the middle of a Penn State defense that had no one there.
Deja McClendon off the block, out of bounds. Penn State up 2-1.
Well, I'm on the other side of the court, but the ball looked in to me, so let's see what happened. Just outside of the line. It was close, but just outside of the line.
Williams. Achanaku out of the middle for Stanford.
Well, she gets up so high and on top of that ball. There's just not a whole lot you can do with it if you're with the block unless you're right in front of her.
Scott over the block. Point for the Nittany Lions.
Again, a great managed swing right there by Ariel Scott. Didn't take a full hard swing at it. Used the block beautifully to put it out of reach of the Stanford defenders.
Again, this set will go to 15. Must win by 2. Burgess.
Do you feel the emotion in the gym right now? It is just every point is so important because it's only going to 15 in this set. Beautiful block by Courtney. Got her hands up and over the net for the point.
Burgess, McClendon incoming here to our table, and everybody came tracking it down over here at the
okay, but did you see the catch?
Table. We sure did.
See the catch?
Nell Fortner in her middle blocker days at Texas. Not out of shape at all. Good job.
I should have hit it back in there. I don't know why I caught it.
Rose for the conversation. Courtney.
Just hit out of bounds right there by Courtney. Just a little bit too much on it.
It's the 30th tie of the match. Stanford involved in 32 ties versus Minnesota yesterday, trying to break it here. Scott dug up by Burgess. Howard. And Stanford will take that one.
Nice dig by Jordan Burgess right there. The joust to the net. And Ariel Scott into the block of Inky Ajanaku.
Coming up next, Wisconsin and Purdue. Sarah May. Point Stanford. Another error we were talking about, Nell.
Well, just unforced, and they're hitting balls out of bounds right now, and those are those unforced errors.
Stanford on a 4-0 run with the service of Burgess. The overpass by the sophomore. Scott. Howard goes up, and Howard delivers.
It's a beautifully hit ball by Brittany Howard right through the block. Penn State just a little out of sorts right now. They've got to get back on track. They need a big stop to get some momentum back.
Getting it down. Nia Grant had some issues earlier on in this match, but came up big there.
That's one of those plays that can get your momentum back right there. Beautifully hit ball out of the middle by Nia Grant.
The 4th kill here for her. More importantly, they get Burgess off the service line. Sarah May. The block is there. Ajanaku.
Ajanaku, a beautiful job of getting over there, pressing in on the block like she just does, almost just textbook perfect.
As you see, Stanford led by Inky Ajanaku as they switch sides, pumping them up. They're up by 3 here with an opportunity to get to the national semifinals. Russ Rose, John Dunning, two of the top coaches in the business, the Hall of Famers. Talked to them earlier this week, and you know, they know a lot about each other on the coaching end of things. They do a clinic where they give back, have done it for the past couple of years. And as John Dunning said, when it comes to Russ Rose, I learned a little bit more about why he does the things that they do and why Penn State is so good. And on the flip side, Rose has learned a lot about John Dunning and his style of play.
Well, they're really good friends and have been for a long time, and they continue to learn from each other, and it's just part of that, the coaching community, that camaraderie that you can share and still be competitors. You know, you're still going to play hard and try to beat each other, but you're still trying to learn as much as you can about the game of volleyball as it continues to grow, as the athletes continue to grow and get more physical and athletic. You know, you have to continue to learn more about what you're coaching. These two share a lot of ideas.
And speaking of ideas here in this 5th set.
Well, obviously the unforced errors have hurt Penn State up to this point, and you just don't have a lot of room for those in a 15-point set. So these next few points in this set are very critical. The next few plays, how Penn State comes out of this short break and tries to get the momentum back, is critical in their cause.
Williams, Burgess can't get there. Penn State with the point.
Well, we haven't seen that shot a lot today from Micah Hancock, but she pulled it out at just the right time. Beautiful block by Brittany Howard. She was all over that slide hit right here. It's a nice approach and takeoff by Nia Grant, but just couldn't get it through the Stanford block.
Timeout, Penn State.
And again, the timeout's taken this early because we're only playing to 15. So it's almost like the score is 19-16. I mean, we're closing in, and you can't let too many points get away from you.
Stanford with 6 titles, Penn State with 5. On more national titles than any other school, the only programs to qualify for every NCAA tournament. You got the 2 Hall of Fame coaches, the 7 All-Americans, 4 on Penn State side, 3 for Stanford have stepped up here today. The 6th meeting between the 2 in the postseason, Penn State with a 3-2 advantage, but the Cardinals are knocking on the door to even that one up.
Well, you know, you think about, you say story programs, how many of these players on both of these teams were 10, 11, 12 years old watching Penn State and Stanford win national championships and saying, hey, I want to go there, I want to play there. That's how long these programs have been so good and of national relevance. And that's probably, you know, where these kids have wanted to go to school their whole life when they got to the right age.
The winner moves on to the national semifinals in Seattle, and we'll take on the winner of our late matchup tonight, USC and Washington out in Los Angeles. The senior, 3-time All-American, stepping up and delivering.
Beautifully hit ball, but Ariel Scott saves the tipped ball, lays herself out to set up Deja McClendon.
Ties McClendon's season high, 20 kills. Penn State fires back. Back-to-back points for the Nittany Lions.
Rachel Williams has been so effective all day long, but Micah Hancock got up there. Got a big piece of that shot.
So this is just the first of 4 volleyball matches here on ESPNU today. Coming up after this one, Purdue and Wisconsin in Champaign, then Texas and Nebraska. Got any picks in that one, no?
I'm going to tell you what, that is going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. Again, I said it earlier in this match, 9,000 people will be in that gym, and they'll all be wearing red.
And, of course, in the nightcap, as I mentioned, Washington, USC. The winner of that one will take on the winner of this one. And now you look at it again. Now we get closer to finalizing this one. No one's going to let this go easy.
Well, absolutely not. And you know, both of these teams are capable of winning it. There's no question about that. It's who manages the game well from this point on, because there's not any more points to give away. You got to take care of the ball control, put it away when you can, and take care of the service line.
1 point advantage for the Cardinal. McClendon rushed over, got the set, got the kill.
It's a beautifully played ball by Deja McClendon. I love the set. Micah Hancock's given her just a little bit of a shorter set, She's getting to it quick and putting it away.
Tied up at 9 to 15. Got to win by 2. The overpass taken care of by Slay.
That's where ball control becomes so important. You just can't give up those overpasses at this point in the match. That's too easy for 6'6" Katie Slay.
Katie Slay giving Penn State their first lead since they were up 4-3 in this set. It's a 4-0 run for the Nittany Lions. The low pack, the block, there again, the bread and butter for Penn State stepping up big.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Penn State is the best blocking team in the country, and we're seeing that come out in flying colors right now, Melissa. Great timeout by John Dunning. Again, you cannot let more than a point or two separate you at this point. Again, it goes only to 15.
So the blocks, Penn State with a slight advantage. 14 for the match, 13 for Stanford, both with 3 here in this 5th set. Taking a look at these last couple of points for Penn State.
Deja McClendon's athleticism. She saves the ball over the net, then puts it away. There's Katie Slay, the overpass with the hit. And the block right there by Deja McClendon and Katie Slay, just beautifully timed. And right now, the seniors for Penn State really stepping up big. Again, this senior group won a national championship as freshmen in 2010. They want another shot at it.
This is the first time these two have met in a regional final. They met in the regional semis in 1992. The rest have all been for national championships. Ariel Scott, 22 kills. McClendon, 21. And you look at the balance there for Stanford.
Well, and that's what Stanford has. Balance hitting, 5 players, 2.5 kills or more a set. Maddie Bug knows how to spread that ball around.
Williams, once again, the block coming up big for Penn State.
Well, the block right now is just a wall up there for Penn State. Stanford's going to have to figure out a way to get around that block. Off-speed hits, tool it off the block.
6-0 run for Penn State, largest lead of the set. Side out for Stanford.
Really nice shot by Brittany Howard. A little bit of the off-speed. Went right off the arms of the block and out of bounds.
Slay can block and can throw it down as well. Katie Slay, her 8th kill.
Well, the connection between her and Micah Hancock out of the middle has been really good. That little shoot set right there. Gets up on top of it, right through the block.
Burgess delivers for the Cardinal.
Boy, she delivered big on that one. That quick arm swing served her well. Got right over the top of the block and down.
Kyle Gilbert back to serve for the Cardinal. McClendon. Burgess with the tip. Hancock is there. Williams. Katie Slay. They've been going outside all day long. 5th set. It's all Katie Slay in the middle.
Okay, Katie Slay, and she's playing defense. She's not only hitting and blocking, she's had a couple of sets in here also. Doing a little bit of everything.
and the national semifinals. So Penn State will take on the winner of USC and Washington, our late game here on ESPNU. Coming up next from Champaign, Illinois, the NCAA Women's Volleyball Regional Championship. Purdue taking on the 12-seed Wisconsin. Good night from Lexington, Kentucky.
And now, with a side out, Carlini goes back to serve. She's got 3 attack options up front. #1 recruit coming out of high school last year. Into a tough spot. Rabarchuk couldn't play it up cleanly. Wisconsin doubling up Purdue early.
Still, that was a huge dig by Amanda Neal. Even to be able to get under the ball and get it back up. I mean, that's part of the floor defense. That effort that Purdue shows you makes it very difficult. Can still frustrate hitters when the ball doesn't go down.
Good save by Neal. A block for Purdue.
Well, it looks like Purdue is forcing the issue a little bit. They want to get it to their middles in transition. You're seeing if they get a good transition dig, they're trying to feed the middles because that's going to make the Wisconsin block not be able to go and camp out on the outside hitters.
Yeah, the team that defended better, had more blocks in the 2 meetings between these two, won the match in Big Ten play. There's a slide for the true freshman Nelson. She had a big match against Purdue earlier this season.
And although we didn't hear much from her against Florida State, this could be the match for her because the speed that right now Wisconsin is using out of the middles has really frustrated Purdue's block.
We'll see a lot of that type of